working with them. As far as I'm concerned, Roc Nation is run by government. You know what I'm saying? Why would people think the government don't run businesses? You don't think by right now that they've got a major rapper that's a snitch, that's an informant?
Nicki Minaj just blew up the internet with some explosive receipts. She's flat out accusing Roc Nation of masterminding a setup scheme that's been targeting rappers.
And there's a lot of rappers behind the scene that want to talk about it and they're scared. But sweetheart, I'm not scared. I'm legendary in these streets. You know how many artists I've spoken to behind the scenes that are too afraid to speak up?
So you'll speak. We'll speak, y'all.
I'm gonna speak because y'all can't touch me. I am completely protected. I am protected by God. Y'all don't see that by now?
And she's not holding back on the names. Jay-Z and Desiree Perez, who's more than just an exec, she's a convicted felon turned federal informant.
Prevent me from legal wrong.
The incident started on March 27th of last year.
So legally, I can't go home.
No.
Why?
Desiree Hadley says she was lured to that parking lot by someone posing as a potential client for the landscaping company she runs with her then boyfriend, now husband.
She said her mom didn't just play dirty. She went full-blown cartel with it. When she told Desiree she wasn't leaving her husband, that's when things got real grimy.
Nicki isn't making baseless claims either. She's tying Roc Nation to Tory Lanez's sentencing, 6ix9ine In's snitch drama, Casanova's RICO case, and more. What do all of them have in common? Speaking out against Desiree Perez, and just when it seems like it can't get any wilder, Desiree's own daughter jumps in and sides with Nicki. Nicki was just swatted last night and she says her own mother once had her institutionalized without any warning. So if Desiree did that to her daughter, what's stopping her from going after Nicki, especially now that Nicki's exposing alleged ties between Roc Nation and the feds?
Most artists have no clue what is happening. Y'all don't know what the we go through at the workplace. You know how many women, I said this on Twitter, get strategically blackballed out of their positions when they're a little too strong, when they're a little too smart, and get told that they're angry black women and they're having a breakdown?
Think it sounds too wild? Look up Desiree's daughter calling her out. It's legit the wildest part. Not a single major outlet has touched the story. That's why Nicki isn't staying silent. She's coming with hard receipts, claiming Roc Nation might be working side by side with federal agencies. If that's true, then every rapper who's ever spoken out could be in danger, including Nicki herself. So what exactly did she reveal?
So legally, I can't go home.
No, you cannot.
Why?
Because you're being very corrected.
Body camera video shows the moments Broward deputies encouraged Desiree Hadley to get into this pickup truck with people she says she didn't know.
I can't ride with you and you guys take me?
You're going to be in handcuffs, so dog's not going to be able to come?
I don't want to be in handcuffs.
Okay.
Desiree says they took her to a hospital for a mental health evaluation after this doctor signed paperwork saying she was a risk to herself.
Now, Nicki shared a screenshot that claims Roc Nation and Desiree Perez have been collaborating with federal authorities to monitor artists using their legal troubles like puppet strings. One doc specifically identifies Desiree as a confidential informant, and this isn't gossip, it's from a lawsuit filed by Desiree's own daughter, Dare Hadley. In those court filings, Dare accuses her mom of having her committed to a mental institution without medical justification. She even posted body cam footage showing the moment she was taken away, actual footage, not
We
rumors.
received a call from your family that you tried to OD the night before.
A doctor she says she'd never met before.
But your mom is like your aunt.
And according to Desiree, it's her own mother who's behind it. In this lawsuit, she claims her mother, Desiree Perez, used unlawful means to have Desiree falsely detained under Florida's Baker Act and Marchman Act.
So she's the CEO of Roc Nation, a company that she owns along with Sean Carter, the famous rapper Jay-Z.
Now, here's where things go completely off the rails. According to Dare's filing, Desiree used her money and clout to destroy her marriage to Jevin Hadley. Dare says her mom threatened to use the Baker Act against her if she didn't leave him. It's Florida's law that allows cops or doctors to detain someone up to 72 hours if they're seen as mentally unstable. But Dare claims the real motive was because her husband is black. Yapu heard that right. She says her mother disapproved of the marriage because of race and used her influence to rip it apart. That's the same Desiree Perez that Jay-Z personally appointed to run Roc Nation. According to Dare's court docs, her mom allegedly told her, if you stay with that N-word, I will have you committed. It's all in black and white legal filings. And Dare didn't just say it, she backed it up. She posted medical records, showing she was sober and mentally healthy when she was committed. No erratic behavior, just receipts. Dare even posted screenshots of test results and added, to all those fake blogs and bot pages spreading lies, I've got lab results, hair, follicle tests, and over 10 years of clean health records.
She has been through some trauma and some abuse with Roc Nation, with Desiree Perez, with other individuals. They've abused her. They've abused of her platform. They've abused of her talents. They've abused of her freedom of speech. They've abused her family. They've attacked her husband. They've attacked her child. And it's sad. It's really sad.
So how does this connect back to Nicki Minaj? Nicki's been trying to expose Desiree and Jay-Z for years, but people called her crazy. Remember those diss tracks between her and Megan Thee Stallion? That's when Nicki warned she was about to air Roc Nation's dirty laundry. She even wrote, on the next song, "I'll talk about all the folks Desiree allegedly fired with no explanation." According to Nicki, tons of Roc Nation staff was suddenly let go, no warning, just confusion and heartbreak. Nicki went as far as to say Desiree wanted to replace her so badly, she was willing to go broke trying. But the twist, those firings weren't random.
Roc Nation, my mother Desiree Perez, all these law firms, Quinn and Emanuel, Reed Smith, they have a lot of money and connections and resources. It's really sad. Somebody so resourceful, talented, high profile as Nicki Minaj being targeted. It should really scare the American people. It should really scare you guys too, right? Because I'm the daughter, so it's like at this point, if it's happening to me, I think she's really outspoken, and I'm grateful that she's being outspoken on it, because I think she's almost saying it like, well, it happened to me, it's happening to her, let me speak up on it, nobody is safe right now.
Nicki claims, and now Dare confirms it, was because those staffers supported Nicki. Yep, being Team Nicki allegedly got folks fired. And Dare isn't just saying it, she lived it. She says Desiree and Roc Nation were working behind the scenes to sabotage Nicki's reputation and career. In a recent interview, Dare claimed even her own family got dragged into the mess, her husband and son included. Stark. Dare says what Nicki experienced mirrors what happened to her: forced hospitalization, power abuse, and threats. She called Roc Nation and Desiree way more dangerous than anyone thinks. After seeing the lawsuit and those jaw-dropping interviews, Nicki hopped on X and snapped. She posted, "To the PMs acting clueless. Hopefully Dare's detailed post clears things up. And don't ever call me a liar. Every angel ever created goes to war for me at the mere mention of that word." Then she added, "Vengeance is the Lord's. Be warned, no one who played a role in this story will escape judgment. I hope it was worth it."
This month, officers arrived at Minaj's home around 6 p.m. to investigate a report that Nicki's 3-year-old son was being abused. After examining the toddler, officers determined he was safe and they left, but another call was made in the early morning hours, and around 3 a.m. Minaj and her family were awakened after a fire was reported at her home. Firefighters arrived and found no flames. Swatting is a term used by law enforcement officials used to describe an act of making a false report in order to get a response from police that can involve an armed SWAT team.
Nicki then confirmed Roc Nation really did come for her husband and her child, and warned that there are still powerful people out there trying to break families to protect their empire. What comes next is honestly chilling.
Rapper Nicki Minaj was the apparent target of a swatting call last night at around 7 p.m. The LA County Sheriff's Department received a call claiming an assault with a deadly weapon had occurred at the Grammy winner's Hidden Hills residence. The caller claimed somebody had shot a black female adult, and 2 suspects wearing all black were still on the property. But when deputies arrived at Minaj's residence, there was no evidence of any crime.
Starting mid-2023, Nicki Minaj's home became the target of multiple swatting incidents. And according to Nicki, none of them were random. She believes they were part of a deliberate effort to threaten or scare her.
All the facts of the juice of Tory Lanez going to jail and this, that, and the third, and Megan getting arrested and da-da-da-da. 2 days after that, I get a call from Roc Nation that says, "Yo, we heard you're going to make a statement about what happened, and it'd be in your best interest if you don't make that statement."
It began with a false call claiming a dangerous situation was unfolding at Nicki's home involving her child. LAPD responded immediately, did a full sweep, and found nothing wrong. But only a few hours later, another bogus call reported a fire at her house again, totally false. Weeks after that, Nicki's place was hit again with yet another fake emergency, this time claiming she'd been injured. Police showed up again, still no emergency. Then came another 911 call reported by the LA Times. It was about the incident in Hidden Hills where a caller claimed a friend had been harmed. It turned out to be another hoax. A neighbor confirmed law enforcement did show up at Nicki's place that day. With all these false calls happening back to back, it started looking like more than just coincidence. And all of it was happening while Nicki was openly calling out Roc Nation and alluding to something much deeper happening behind closed doors. So when Desiree Perez's own daughter accuses Roc Nation of ruining anyone who steps out of line, and then Nicki starts getting swatted and her family pulled into the chaos, You gotta ask, is this all a scare tactic? Was someone trying to silence her? Because it's definitely not looking random anymore. Desiree Perez's past also adds more fuel to the fire. Nicki believes she became a marked woman the minute she began speaking truths others were too afraid to touch. In her words, Roc Nation isn't just a label, it's a front for bigger operations meant to monitor and control artists. At the center of it all, Desiree Perez, she's got a documented criminal record and even served as a federal informant. An ex-thread from the account Resist programming breaks everything down. Back in 1994, Perez was arrested and charged in a federal drug case that spanned across New York, Florida, and Puerto Rico. And she wasn't acting alone. Her husband, Juan Perez, was reportedly tied to it too. He's not just anyone, he's one of Jay-Z's closest allies. They go way back, co-founding the 4040th Club in the 90s. Jay later made him president of Roc Nation Sports. Their families remain tight to this day. So when you really examine Desiree's background, questions start piling up. What deal was made to keep her out of prison for serious charges? According to reports, she avoided jail time by flipping. She got 5 years probation and agreed to become a federal informant, allegedly even wearing a wire to help feds take down others. The 2014 New York Daily News article even dubbed her the DEA's star witness. That same article called her a Manhattan club manager with a criminal past and deep ties to Jay-Z. It also said she once became a fugitive before re-emerging as a federal cooperator.
Alex Spiro, Desiree Perez, and the whole wicked system of Roc Nation, including you, Jay-Z.
Yes.
You who say you rose from the gutter, but you have traded and bartered the souls of young men, and you're still doing it.
Desiree eventually received a pardon, but Nicki's not buying that everything ended there. She believes Desiree and Jay-Z are still moving quietly, feeding information from behind the scenes.
Don't want y'all to know certain stuff, right? And I'm gonna expose the whole rap game right now because I got facts, right? This is what I do when I come on live. And shout out to the Queen Nicki, she'll be joining in just a few. She's an executive at Roc Nation. She's an executive at Roc Nation. You see her with Meek Mill. You know what I'm saying? She's an executive at Roc Nation. There she goes right here, right? Let's see who Desiree Perez is, right? The story that spooked Dash revealed how Perez, the wife of longtime Jay-Z wingman Juan Perez, became a cooperating witness for the DEA in the 1990s. Again, this is public information. This is public information.
She believes Nicki claims Roc Nation is more than just music hits, a surveillance machine keeping tabs on hip-hop, especially artists who won't fall in line. So, who exactly are they allegedly going after? According to Nicki and internet sleuths, the clearest example is Tory Lanez. Tory was convicted in 2022 in that headline-making case with Megan Thee Stallion. But many pointed out red flags in the case. Gunshot residue tests didn't confirm Tory as the shooter. Important medical evidence like the bullet fragments mysteriously disappeared. A doctor claimed he removed them, but they were never submitted. Detective Stogner even admitted in court that those fragments, a major piece of evidence, couldn't be found. Witnesses also said it might have been a woman who pulled the trigger. Tory's legal team questioned the trajectory of the bullet and whether evidence handling was botched. Then, right before sentencing, Tory dropped a bomb he claimed Roc Nation orchestrated the entire thing. After the verdict, Tory's father went viral outside the courtroom, yelling that Roc Nation, Jay-Z and Desiree Perez were trading the souls of young men. But this isn't just about Tory. Nicki warned that any artist who steps to Roc Nation ends up in legal quicksand. Just look at 6ix9ine. He was branded a snitch after his RICO case and got dragged across the internet for cooperating with feds. But people forget he also clashed with Roc Nation. He even teamed up with Nicki to publicly blast Desiree Perez. Then there's Casanova, another rapper connected to Roc Nation who got hit with heavy federal RICO charges. His case only added more suspicion. Right after he started questioning Roc Nation's deals, boom feds came knocking. And the way his case played out, it matched the pattern Nicki's been calling out. Lock artists in contracts, control them, and if they push back, cut them off, or worse, tie them up in legal hell. But here's the wildest part, Nicki says. She's sitting on a full list of not just rappers, but execs, lawyers, even media insiders. If she drops it all, we might be watching the entire Roc Nation machine unravel right in front of us. So hit that subscribe button, this saga, far from over.